Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather, and wow, do I have a lot of great wallets to show you today. Let's start off here with a brand new offering. This is our Johnny the Fox, our most popular style, that traditional bifold, and this one is in a brand new color number 8 Chromexcel. And I really like how this pairs with the black horsehead interiors. Sort of reminds me of like the Chicago Bulls color maybe. But the Chromexcel in the color 8 is very beautiful. We've done this on several of our other wallet styles, but now it's first time available on the Johnny the Fox. If you're looking to pick this one up, it's available right now on ashlandleather.com. And a few people have picked it up today, so thank you guys so much for supporting us. Up next here, this is a really cool black all reverse Johnny the Fox. And this black reverse on the outside here is a bit more tan than most. And I am very interested in this one. It has just so much going on. Even though it's that lighter tan shade, most oftentimes it's a little bit more green, like on the inside. So that in itself is pretty unique. But also, we've got a lot going on here. We have the Horween ink stamp cut perfectly in the center there. We've got some of the black stain, the little dye marks on the bottom left there and on the bottom center and the top center. And then there's other little unique marks that I'm not actually sure what they are. Part of the process in the tannery has probably left these little extra marks like these here on the left and this little light discoloration. I just think all that randomization is super cool. And on the inside, more cool stuff. I really like these dye marks as well. I like when we get a little bit of the darker greens personally. Some people really like the lighter tan ones, and both of them age very nicely. When you wear this, the way that it polishes up in your pocket gives the leather a nice little natural sheen. So here's a very special Bugs Moran, and this one is in reverse ultraviolet. We've got a great ink stamp on there, and what I like about the reverse ultraviolet is the color of the dye stains, those little extra drips that are all random. It's a very vibrant, almost magenta, pink, purple. It's super cool. And on the inside, also reverse. So what's cool about this one is we have reverse on the outside, reverse on the inside. But because we used the reverse on the outside, we get a bit of that ultraviolet right in the center. And wow, that's just a very striking color, especially when you see it next to these lighter tans. It kind of sets off that magenta color in the ultraviolet. Up next, this is a Tony the Ant in that rare whiskey shell Cordovan color. And the whiskey shell, it's a little bit more golden, a little bit darker than the natural shell. And it's a tough color to get. It's not often produced by Horween. It's just a very beautiful shade. Maybe they should make more of it. On the inside, more whiskey shell Cordovan. Again, cut that ink stamp about perfectly right in the center. I'm a big fan of this Tony the Ant. And here we have another Johnny the Fox. This is in our English tan Dublin. If you checked out the video from yesterday, I went into a little bit more detail on the Dublin, but this leather has become one of my favorite leathers of all time. It's just so naturally finished that you get all that exceptional grain character out of the leather without looking finished at all. And that's sort of my main complaint about most leathers in the world is just how finished they are. Because at a certain point, it starts to look more like plastic than leather, and I'm just much more, I gravitate much more to the naturally finished leathers, like on this Dublin. And on top of that, it's just a really great color of this English tan Dublin on the outside. It has a really great, rich, waxy feel. On the inside of this Johnny the Fox, we've paired that English tan Dublin on the outside with a custom horsehide interior from Horween. This is a color that we call mock. It's the light tan color. And speaking of Dublin, here's another Dublin wallet. This one is in my personal favorite wallet style, the Fat Herbie. It's a little bit bigger. It's about the size of a passport. So some people, when they see the Fat Herbie, they're concerned that it will fit into their pockets. And actually, my brother Matt and my dad actually like to use the Fat Herbie in their front pockets. So we haven't seen any pairs of pants that this wallet has not fit into. So that shouldn't be a concern. But the cobalt blue Dublin on this is very striking. It has this incredible aqua blue undertone that you can see on the spine of this one. And what's happening there is the leather itself, when we tan it, it's tanned more towards that blue aqua color. And then we finish it with a hard wax layer on the surface. That makes it a little bit more navy on the surface. So when we flex and mobilize the waxes, we get to reveal a little bit of those undertones. And I think the combination of the two is just totally awesome. Up next is another really cool fat herbie, and wait until you see the inside of this one. On the outside, we have the intense blue shell Cordovan, and this reminds me of the similar color that's in the cobalt blue Dublin, where we have those aqua undertones, like you can see on the spine, a little bit darker, more of a navy surface color. Just an exceptional piece of intense blue shell here. And look at that luster. It's beautiful. On the inside, here we go. We've got some ultraviolet shell Cordovan to pair nicely with that intense blue. This is a really interesting color combination. And that, wow, that ultraviolet is just a really vibrant shade. In fact, the intense blue is pretty vibrant too. This is about as light as I see the intense blue shells come. Oftentimes they're a little bit more dark, but this is just a very vibrant, intense blue with a very vibrant and perfectly paired ultraviolet on the inside. So here's a special item, and this is what we've been calling, and I need to give it a gangster name, but this is what we've been calling the new Field Notes passport holder. On the outside, it's just a really big context of shell, and this is a croc print color number 8 piece of shell Cordovan. On the inside here, we've got a couple cool things going on. So these flaps on the left and right are designed to fit field notes and passports. So you can fit those right underneath here. And then we've got a couple extra card slots in addition to a very, very small pen holder. It's sort of like a golf pencil size pen would fit in there. And on the left, we have whiskey shell Cordovan with color 8 shell, or color number 4 shell, I should say, on the right. And I really like the whiskey color 4 combo. It's kind of a cool look. And with the croc on the outside, this is just a really unique passport holder. Up next is another English tan Dublin fat herbie. And this one has exceptional depth of texture on the outside. They're not all this textured. Sometimes they're quite flat in terms of texture, but we are very much not flat in terms of color. There's a really great depth of color in here with those lighter tan undertones and a little bit darker, more of like a chestnut surface color that is very, very nice. On the inside, we've got more English tan Dublin. I think is a really clean look when you have just the one color tone on the inside and on the outside. Now I've got 5 different custom Tony the Ants here, and the customization on this is not only are they different color variations, but we also have this unique bill slot for the Tony. So often, or on the standard Tony the Ant, we make a little cutout to make cash a little bit more easily accessed. But some international customers, their bills don't become fully hidden behind our normal Tony the Ant bill slot. Like here's what a normal Tony the Ant looks like. These are designed for US dollars. So if you put a larger bill, it sticks out very slightly above this little lip. So what we did was we made this little version of the Tony the Ant to more fully enclose all paper currency. On the inside of this one, check out this. This is all color 4, by the way. Just super beautiful. Color number 4 is my second favorite shell color, and it's basically a tie for number 1 between color 4 and Amaretto. I just think both of them are totally beautiful. So this one's really great. Let's take a look at some more. Now here's another version, or another variant on the custom Tony the Ant with that larger bill slot. We've got a really great pair of ink stamps hidden on the inside here. On the actual inside of the wallet, we've got some natural reverse on top of a whiskey in the center. So this one's got a lot of cool stuff going on. Whiskey on the outside, whiskey in the center, and then reverse card holders. I really like this one a lot too, because I like the way that the reverse wears in on itself when this is closed down and rubs against itself. I just really like how the reverse wears in compared to the shell. Now here's my favorite shell color. This is the Amaretto shell Cordovan. And there's something about this big piece on the back that is very striking. And this is the stunner for the day, Amir. This Amaretto shell piece on the outside, this custom Tony. On the inside, we have more Amaretto shell Cordovan. And I like the word stunner for this one. This is just a remarkable piece. The shell on this is just beautiful. I really like the lines that this wallet is making. The way the light reflects off it is just really cool. And the clean look on the inside. There's something about the black ink stamp next to the Amaretto that I really like. Now here we've got another whiskey shell Cordovan custom Tony. Whiskey on the outside, and that's a really great piece of whiskey shell. On the inside, more of the same there. beautiful whiskey shell with that Horween ink stamp on the center. And it looks like I have one more. The fifth of these custom wallets is another whiskey shell, Tony the Ant. The reason I wanted this one out here is to show you a little bit of the range that we see on the whiskey shells. Like I'm noticing this one on the left, the lighter tones in it are just slightly lighter than the lighter tones on this one on the right. There's a little bit of a range. I'm assuming in the video they might look very similar, but it is interesting to see that because this leather is handmade and hand finished, we do see a bit of range of color, like you might be able to see here. A little bit lighter on the left, and a little bit darker, a little bit more brown on the right. But wow, we have a bunch of great stuff in the video today. I hope you enjoyed this. I actually forgot to talk about this one. I brought it out for a second and didn't tell you about it. This is Cobalt Blue Dublin on our Tony the Ant. I love this one because we've got natural Lancaster on the inside. There's something really cool about the tan or the light bone color of that natural Lancaster next to the blue that makes the cross section of this look super awesome. And this customer chose to pair that with a nice cream thread. So I really like the look of this sort of blue and light bone tan color together. So awesome stuff today. I can't wait for you guys to have all these wallets. There's so many good ones. Let me know what your favorite was. Thank you so much for checking it out, and I'll see you again next time.